Hi, we're here at the shop, working on a hood for 4950 Ford. I want to put a peak in the hood. I have one on the car now, a hood, but it's seen better days. So what we're gonna do is take another one I got from a friend of mine that needs a little bit of cleaning up, but it's in better shape than the one that's on the car. And we're gonna take you through the process of doing it. I've never put a peak in a hood like that, and we'll just see what happens. So yeah, so as you can see, this 4950 hood here, it's pretty rough. When you open up the hood in the bottom, there's a lot of rot to it compared to the other one I'm gonna be doing. So we're gonna come over here, and we have this one here. It's really nice shape. It's got the tar and all that crap underneath. They'll have to strip off later, but I'm gonna clean up all this metal here and get rid of these molding clips here. And once I get that all cleaned up, we'll come back and try to figure out a plan for getting a piece of sheet metal and creasing it and getting it laid down on this hood and then tacking it in place. I'll see you when we get back. Okay, we're here back at the shop. Got all this cleaned up with my Eastwood SCT tool. The thing works immaculate. A lot of power, and it cleans really, really well. Some of it's a little expensive, but it's worth it in the end compared to all the discs you go through. But anyway, they're not a sponsor of the show or anything. I just wanted to give a shout out. I use a lot of their products, and that's just one of the ones I like a lot. So, but anyway, so we have some holes here we have to address that I didn't see under the paint. Some here, and we'll take care of them here after we peak the hood. Then make some patch panels for this hood. But I think we're gonna set up the English wheel, and we're gonna make a panel and peak the panel, like a real thin panel. Peak it, and then have it flow right into this peak right in here. I'm pretty sure that's how I'm gonna do it. We'll have to do it by trial and error. I've never done this before, so we'll be back with you in a minute. Hey, we're back in the shop again. Couple of things here. For I guess the last or beginning of the video, I kept saying I was going to use an English wheel to make this peak on this hood. Not the case. So the English wheel makes a crease, but not a peak. So we had a little bit different, or a little bit of change of plans, but I'm going to explain that here in a minute. Okay, so here's my English wheel, and what I tried with this piece was I put a shim underneath the bottom wheel. You can see how it's angled there. I thought that would give me a peak, but I was mistaken. All it does is put a crease in the panel. It'll bend it, but it just puts a crease in the panel. Again, I'm learning. Don't know everything. Anyway, so we ended up having to do here is we took a piece of 28 gauge steel, cut it, I think it's like 2 inches wide by 8 inches long. This isn't 8 inches, but these pieces are. Anyway, so we took that, put it in the brake, we bent it at a 90-degree angle, and that gave you a point. So you stuck the point down in this crease here, these two tubes, and they're welded together. You clamped them to the table, and then you bent them, you hit them with a hammer so that it bent the edges over like this. After we're done with that, I had this long 4-foot piece that ran the length of this pipe. Now, I needed to make 2 pieces in this. So these were ones I was trying to get to for the nose. Some of them didn't have the right radius for the peak. They didn't match what the first piece was as far as the radius goes. Some had too much of a peak. So it took me a couple tries to get it right, and then I put it in the shrinker to get the right curvature of the front of the hood. But anyway, so this is what we came up with. So we had that piece, this first piece, that was 4 feet long, and it put a nice, peak on it. Nothing huge, but enough that you can notice it. And then we tack welded it in place very carefully. And then we had to make another piece. I think it's from about here down. Now, I'm not perfect, so this will need Bondo. But I mean, overall, for what I'm doing with it and just kind of have some fun, it's not for a customer or anything. I think it turned out pretty well. So if you have any questions, comment below, like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.